Long time no see. I'm finally live. I am back. Hopefully, you can hear me. I should be audible, and I am trying to talk louder. Testing one, two, three. But, sorry, it's been a while. First of all, let me say my name is Terry, and this is TD More Than Just Orchids. And I finally gotten around to doing some fertilizing today of my orchids, and I thought that I would share a few surprises on the fly. Not really staying too long today, but things are looking okay. I will start off with not so good news if I can find it. Oh, here we go. This is over here with the rest of. Hi, Fernanda. So this is my Parkinsonian. Hey, Tracy. Everybody, thanks for clicking on my video. But you can see this is not doing so well. You can see the rot continues. So that's a goner. That's a bummer. So I will be looking for another Parkinsonian, which is going to take me a while because they're hard to find in a nice size. I am getting more blooms on this Galliandra leptoceras. Smells very faintly sweet. And this other pseudobulb right here is also putting up a spike, which was completely surprising. What else? What else? This is my Herrera. This is new, but I moved it out here because you can see it still has down in you can see the mealy bugs down there, and I'm sure you can see those white flecks. So I've been spraying it over here, keeping it in a little bit of shade, trying to not, yeah, you can see those mealy bugs that are right on the spike. Maybe I can focus in on it. Yeah, you see those mealy bugs, that's a lot. So I'm spraying it every day. Actually, I'm going to use the hose on it, try not to do too much damage on it. But the flower's still really nice. Yeah, they're mealy bugs. Whereas this dendrobium, I'm very proud of it. The roots are still green. And I mean, look at the color. It's like they're three-toned. Multicolor. That's a good way to say it. But I did notice there's a new growth, and there's one in the back there you can see. So that's great, great, great. This latest new growth has matured itself pretty good. This repot of my Grammatophyllum seems like it's accepting it because the growths are continuing to grow. There's a little bit of browning at the base of that one, but overall looking good. Lots of new growths on my Flickingeria all over. And my Stanhopea here, the spikes are getting bigger and sticking out more. That spike and that spike. Yay. That is my Rickenbackiana. So that's a pure white, very heavily substanced, glossy, fragrant. Smells like vanilla. but unfortunately, it only lasts a few days. Um, this, of course, is my recovery wall, and I did notice this is a recovery. This is the rest of the plant. I can pan out, and you can see that it's a recovery. Um, you can see that it did have, I battled scale on this, and you can see there's still scale, and it's been repotted several times and sprayed. And here's a bloom. Hasn't bloomed for a couple of years. It usually blooms during the winter for me. No real surprises over here. These buds are looking nice. That is the San Damiano I just got. What else is looking nice? My Brassavola glauca, Rincolalia. It's got a lot of nice new growths. These are all new growths. And there's a one right there. And then there's another right there. So really happy about that. Despite the fact that my Forbes CI is going to lose its flowers and it doesn't look like I might get one. We'll see. But the main thing is that I think because we had a lot of rain over the last couple of days and this got a lot of moisture and it is still wet, I think it is going to be good. It is going to be just as good as this dendrobium up here, which was a recent remount, or just mounting. It wasn't potted. Well, it was potted, I'm sorry, if I can talk right. This is another Laturius species, Shiraishi. Sounds like my favorite Japanese dish, sashimi dish, which is shirashi. That's what shirashi. Anyway, I showed this a few days ago. Still haven't smelled any fragrance. It should have fragrance because that is Nodosa and Tampensis. And here's up close my mounts that I just did the video for. And I'm really happy about this. This is that compote that I got from H&R. This is Den canaliculatum, which is a miniature epiphytic dendrobium. Hey Rez, how's it going? But it's putting up some new growths, and I'm seeing there's new growth right in there, you can see, and I see roots. These are very fragrant flowers. They bloom in the spring on a long spike that comes from the top. Little purple and white, mostly white with purple, but that's a good thing. That is a compote, but I'm inclined to just leave it because the minute that I split it, that's when it'll die, so I'm not going to do it. But let me get on to some more of these surprises that I've been talking about. Of course, that's the green bird, treasure green bird, and I might actually get a flower on this Trichocentrum hybrid, whereas it looks like one by one the buds are going to die off, but the very first bud looks like it actually might open. That is a big plant, goes all the way down there, but that is Trichocentrum lilianoca, which is it's Lancianum crossed with something. But this is another trichocentrum that I have, which is putting out a lot of nice roots there, you can see, and some new growths. That's a new growth. These are all new growths right here, where you can see the sheaths right in here. Like that's, and yeah, this is a new growth. So that's nice. This is also a trichocentrum. And the roots are all back over here. And it's got two new growths. That is Trichocentrum nudum, and this one is Lacerum. So in here, my spike on my Irides odorata, getting more color. That is my Premont. But today, well, just a minute ago, I was actually watering my big Angraecums. And this is my longer calcar, which the crown has gone ahead and dropped its leaves, but those two kikis at the base are very healthy. So let me put this back up here. But you know, well, I bought that in bloom, so I can't really take credit for it. Let me think. I used to have a Hulatiana, and I had a Lawrenceanum, and both of them I grew. They were both bare root, and I grew them, and I left them inside more or less, and they both bloomed in the spring. You know, I would water them every day. In the wintertime, I wouldn't water them every day. Lawrenceanum, I gave a little bit of a rest, and Hulatiana as well. Less water, but still same highlight, high humidity, and it bloomed. They both bloomed for me. But this is my Linford White Beauty, and it was actually turned around this way. It was actually turned around this way. And you can see it's really been putting out the roots. I had just cut the bottom part of it off and put it lower in the pot. But these usually bloom in the fall. So today, as I was picking it up and watering it, I noticed that. Uh-oh. What was that? I'll figure that out in a minute here. Yeah, I'll just figure that in a minute. But this, geez, I'm knocking everything down now. But this is a spike in there. And you can see when I've had my prior Linford White Beauties, I've only gotten one flower per blooming. And this looks like it's going to get at least 2 flowers, because there's a flower right here. And then here's another stalk right here that you can see there's a bud right there. So that's great. Nice, nice, nice. Linford White Beauty is a cross between, let me pick this up. It's a cross between Magdaleni, which there's my Magdaleni, which is the queen of Angraecums. Here's another Magdaleni, and then it's crossed with the king, which is Angraecum cespisquidale. I'd say I would agree with you on Irides. They never really put up more than one leaf, like in the summer during its summer growth. But in the winter, it seemed like it would put up more leaves, especially towards the end of winter. You would kind of see a flush of new roots, and that was when I would up the water. And it usually would put up a few more leaves as well, and then I would start seeing the flower spikes. So that's pretty much the pattern that I saw with my Arides, and they are worth having. They are big, and so now, although I have always wanted Arides, I am really finding favor more with these little hybrids that are small, and I can maintain them better. That way, here's another one up here that's just bare on this. What does she call this? Is a taco. This is what Natalia calls them, a taco. So yeah, and that's actually got a root coming to the back of there, so that's nice. Let me see what else. What else is there to show you? Let me see here. But yeah, that is very exciting. They are very fragrant at night. Very fragrant at night. Vanda type that's fragrant. Let me see here. Which the Vanda type with the longs? Oh, this is in Arides. This is Arides odorata. Yeah, they like shade. They're not. They don't much care for Vanda types. Yeah, they don't. They don't much care for Vanda types. And I've also recently gotten into these hybrids are going around. Well, this isn't a. This just finished blooming, but it's the Christiansonianum, the Vietnamica. This is one of those hybrids, and then this is another one of those right here. And this is very fragrant. This is really, really nice. And it'll stay compact. And this is Vietnamica times Vanda insignis. But, anywho, let me move on. I'm trying to move slow to see whatever is going on. Still got some Nodosa blooms back here. Yeah, they are very nice hybrids, these Christiansonianums. And the one that I have, wherever it is that I just showed you. Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, it'll stay small, although these are taller but it's just bare root on this stick. And of course, in the wintertime, I don't water them every day. Probably, I don't know, I can't say, but my humidity is pretty high still, so they thrive more on the humidity that they get. My perennial back there is going out. Hoping some of my other Brassavolas that I got up here give me something, although, besides the few that I've had to replace, for the most part, I am very happy. This was something right here. This is something that I've had for quite a few years, and now if I can't find, oh, the tag is right here. This is, okay, let me just grab it. This is Procatavola Wufang Jade. And this has been on this mount for about 3 years. 3 years. So it's been on there since this growth was last year, and then the year before it was this year. And I think, yeah, that had a sheath on it. This one did not have a sheath on it. This is this year's growth that just matured. And it's got a sheath on it. So that's hopeful. Hopeful that there will be something. There's a sheath right there. That is my Brassavola. Here it is. Bill Worsley. Um, and you know, this right here, this big plant, you can see this. Look at these roots. It's like that all the way around, and you can see it's kind of coming out of the bottom. So I am fully expecting some of these. There's sheaths in the plant to start pushing forth. They usually do. Yeah, there's a sheath right here. Uh, you see them. There's one right there. I think I counted maybe 4 or 5. But anyway, this is the time when it starts to put out its push forth its blooms, I should say. And my Danindi, which is a species from New Guinea. Well, no, it's not a Laturia, it's an antelope. That's a nice new growth. Yeah, that's about it for out here. Let me put this tag back before I mess up. Okay, so let's go in here. All right, let me use my other hand. So I have started to move some of my cattleyas in because every year I lose some due to the cooler weather, and generally the ones that I lose are like the bifoliates. That spike is still there. That's on my Kiwani Newberry. But like this is my Orontiaca right here. And it's got some sheaths on it. So those will winter over all winter. And then in the spring, it will push forth its blooms. I have some things over here that need to be repotted. These cattleyas. This is my Laelia anceps up here. And that's a spike right there. And possibly I might get maybe on that one. We'll see. This is something great that I think if, not Paula, but if Naomi Kramer, I got this from Naomi, and it came with a sheath that pushed forth the blooms. You can see I never saw the blooms because I was gone out of town. This is a big plant. You can see it's got nice roots on it. This is the cross, chocolate drop crossed with perenni. And it also, besides this, was putting up a new growth, which I had to stake up. But you can see there is a sheath right there. So that could possibly bloom for me, but I think it won't bloom until later on. This is a spike right here. And that's my, wait a minute. Maybe that's a new growth. Could be a new growth. We'll see. It is looking more like a new growth. But anyway, that's my Joyce Stewart and Gracum. Whatever it is, I'm fine with it. So none of these really are surprises, but I need to really water because they are dry. Dry, dry, dry. My Phalaenopsis are doing really well. Although that doesn't look so well, but my Valentia is blooming. I've got my Bellina doing so well. So yeah, I just really wanted to show that this is very fragrant. This is another, I've been showing this all week, but I love it. I just love it. I really do. Very faint Very, very faint fragrance. But I just love it. I love it. So yeah, some of them are looking better than others. This has still got some nice root tips on it. I'm glad they like dry because I water them probably once a week, except for these that are bare mount. Those I water a little bit more. But doing really well. This is new, and I can already tell that it's grown some. This is my Gigantea. Gigantea. And it hasn't given me any new leaves, but this leaf has grown. It's already bigger than this leaf. You can clearly see that it is growing and pushing forth. So that is really, really nice. That is very, very nice because it's growing faster than they usually do. They are notoriously slow growers. And this is my, oh, that's my Fallulan green. And, well, it's just been newly repotted, but it's got nice root tips. And back there. So yeah, I'm really happy with my Phalaenopsis. I cannot be more happy. I really cannot. Everything is looking great. Even my corner cervi that I rescued. You can see my mock choi's got a nice big big leaf. Just everything is looking really, really nice. I mean, look at that. Nice roots coming out. I am so happy. Even my little recently repotted, this is that Phalaenopsis little one that I just got last week. Doing okay. I do believe, yeah, I will be getting more blooms on my Epidendrum illens. That is nice. Beautiful. These really suffer in the summer because they like it intermediate, and they really like it more on the cooler side of intermediate. And the reason that I can keep it is that, well, and plus it needs water. And so you can tell it is dry. Epidendrums like water. So when I get these out of that bucket, this is just going to sit in here and soak for about an hour. But besides that, it's still pushing forth leaves from the new growth, despite the leaves looking very bad. Yeah, I am pushing it with my temperature here. But what can I do? This is my next project here, and I don't know whether I'll do a video or not, but this is my Bulbophyllum macranthum that I'm going to put on this bark or that cork mount and then just hang it. I'm getting ready to go, but you go. That's why I keep coming in and out. So I better go, and because they're just going to keep calling me. But anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Oh, this is going to be nice as well. This Phalaenopsis, that's going to be nice. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Well, that is it, I should say. But yeah, my Anceps is in Spikes. Spike, there it is right there. And thank you all for watching. That was kind of like my September update. I should just name it that, but I won't. I'll do another video. This is something that I'm really surprised that is not blooming. I'll just do this. I'll show you this, and then I'll go. But this is my, where's the tag? Oh, it's over here. This is my Bepi Phoenix Kona, and this has been on this mount for a year, about a year. Last year it gave me this growth, and this year it's giving me this, and so it's giving me another growth. I am shocked that it's not giving me any bloom. I really want to see the bloom. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna get off here. Let me show this. This is one more thing for Denise. This is my well, you know what this plant is, Denise. I always get the name wrong. It's peach something maybe, Maikai times that. And I was showing all those roots, and it's gonna be repotted soon. But yeah, I should be getting hopefully some blooms soon because I've got a lot of sheets on the plant. Finally, I hope to see some blooms. This is another angraecum that's doing very well for me. This is a hybrid, and it's doing really well. There's roots right there. You would? Yours is probably already bloomed, Denise. This is like that peach, isn't it called peach bird? I think it's named peach bird. Or you're talking about Beppy Phoenix. Yeah, this is nice. Like it's completely spotted. I mean, Beppy Phoenix, really, this looks like Beppy Phoenix, except it may be a little darker. It may be more purple. Maybe the sepals petals are purple, more darker color with the spots. That's what that Beppy Phoenix looks like. I know, it's special. So, but anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. And I will see you soon. And once again, so I just can't say bye. Once again, this is what my surprise, Denise. That's my Linford White Beauty with a nice spike in there that looks like there's 2 flowers possibly coming. So that is nice, nice, nice. But once again, I will say goodbye and enjoy your weekend. And thank you all for clicking on my video, and I will be back very, very soon for sure. Ciao.